Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of The Rundown with the Cowboy Crab. I am your host, the Cowboy Crab, and today's episode of The Rundown, we got our seasonal tradition of mid-season power rankings. Let's just quickly get this out of the way. This was originally meant to come out on Friday, and that's where the rankings are based off of. But the top 10 graphic, took a little bit to get. So that is why it's coming out today on Sunday at the time of the recording. But this was originally meant to be on Friday, so that's what the rankings are based off. So just take that in mind with this season's mid-season power rankings. But we did get out around the mid-season point, unlike last year when it came out at week 5. But anyway, let's go ahead and begin. We'll kick off with the bottom feeder of the league right now. Now coming in at number 30. Coming out of the OWC Pacific Division with a current record of 0-4, it's the Corinth Spartans. Now, I honestly can't tell you the last time I remember the Spartans being good. I mean, they've been, decent for as long as I've been in the LFL. But, yeah, this season they are just bottom feeders. They are dead last right now. But, coming in now at number 29... coming out of the OWC Plains Division, the Houston Toros. Now, I'd make an argument that for as long as I've been in the league, the Houston Toros have been the biggest bottom feeder in the league. They went to 2 victory bowls back-to-back, season 31 and 32. Who lost both, and ever since then, I don't think they've made it back to the playoffs. They might have in season 33, but be frank with you, I can't remember the last time the Houston Toros were a good football team after season 32, their last victory bowl appearance. Coming in at number 28, coming out of the OEC Gulf Division, you have the Roblox Panthers. Now, I feel like you could make an argument for the Gulf Division to be the best division in all of the LFL right now. Everybody, except for the Panthers, has only one loss. You have all the teams are either 3-1 or 2-1 right now. The Panthers 0-3. So the Panthers, you get 28. Coming in at number 27, coming out of the OWC Mountain Division, the Olympia Sky Kings, the first team with 1 win on the list. They're currently 1-3, and I mean, 3-3 is still eligible for a play-in spot, but gotta be honest, it's not very likely for the Olympia Sky Kings. Coming in number 26, coming out of the OEC Atlantic Division, the Core Blocks Snowhawks. Now with the Snowhawks, I always see them as a middle-of-the-road team. They can be good, they can be bad. This season, it's a bad season for them. Currently 1-2. Playoffs are always a possibility with these 1-2 teams, but it's never, ever... I'd say it's likely for some of these 1-2 teams to make the playoffs, but to go on either a winning streak from here on out or to only lose 1 game, you're either going to have to finish 4-2 or 3-3 to make the playoffs. And that's going to be a challenge for some of these teams in the bottom side of the rankings. But number 26, Corebox Snowhawks. I mean, number 25. Kingo, you're not going to be happy with this ranking, but I've already told you so. Coming in number 25 out of the OEC Atlantic Division, the Rockford Raptors. Raptors, what is happening? What is going on? You guys, you had always been at least playoff contenders. And now you are 1-2. And playoffs are looking slim right now, especially with 2 of the teams in your division doing really well right now. Coming in at number 24, representing the OWC Mountain Division, the Dansville Ducks. Now, the Ducks, they're just kind of okay. I never see them as a great team. I see them as okay. I see them as there. I see them as they could be a dark horse every now and then, but this season, I'm not really sure. Not really sure about the Ducks. But now coming in at number 23, representing the OEC Central Division, the Canton Greats. Now, Canton, they've always seemed like they have the potential to be one of the best in the Eastern Conference, and they always find a way to screw it up somehow. Like, they got Intage and Reaver with a trade from the Twisters, and they don't really have much to show for it right now. Maybe they come back later and prove me wrong, but with the team that's currently ruling the Central Division, I think that's doubtful. And they gotta play them at the end of the year here in the President's Game. So Dragons and Greats, I mean, for Canton, I mean, the best you can do, go on a win streak from here on out, and then hope that week 6 you make it a close enough game to hopefully get a play-in spot. But outside of that, Canton not looking great for you. Coming in at number 22, it's my team. It is the Oklahoma City Twisters. Twisters currently 1-2 right now, and we have been it's not been a state of turmoil, I'd say. It's more of a state of we keep getting shit thrown our way. We got to figure out how to combat it. We had Intage starting week 1. Didn't do that great. Got blown out. We had Bailey, our star, the best QB in Twisters history, come back for week 2. He get himself into controversy. And then our franchise owner, Parker, did a decent job at quarterback. I'll say that. I'll give more of my thoughts on it on the next episode of the Sports Network. But I think he did a decent job. I mean, only a 6-point game. I think Twisters definitely got potential to maybe get that wild card spot, or play-in spot. And if they go on a win streak, they could take the Plains Division spot. I mean, they have the win over the current first-place team, the Aztecs. And if they go on a win streak, if the Aztecs at least lose one game, Twisters have the tiebreaker, and they get the Plains Division again. So Twisters, it's looking up. But you're gonna have to put in some work. Coming in at number 21, this is where the rankings really show is made on Friday. You got the Blue Steel City Vikings. At the time, they were 1-2. As of now, they are currently 1-3. So Vikings, I mean, now your best shot is 3-3 and a play-in spot. So that's kind of your situation. But if you want to take bragging rights where you can get them, you could say you finished above the Twisters in my midseason power rankings. Outside of that, I mean, I don't think it's really looking great for you guys, to be honest. But always a shot at play-in spot when you got a whole bunch of like 3-3 teams. Coming in, just breaking the top 20. Coming out of the OWC Mountain Division, the Charleston Jackrabbits. Now, Jackrabbits, let's just say a Victory Bowl hangover has struck this team to the core. Currently 1-2, and it's not looking great. Gotta be honest, not looking great for the Jackrabbits, but always that play-in spot. But I mean, yeah, just currently sitting in at 20th spot in power rankings when you got a whole bunch of 1-2 teams where the only real difference between them is point differentials, really, and maybe strength of schedules if they share the same point differential. Coming in at number 19, out of the OEC Atlantic Division, the Newark Destroyers. Now, Newark, for as long as I've been here, it's kind of like the same thing with some of the other teams. They've always looked like they've had a chance to do something, and most of the time they don't. And I think this is another season where that's kind of the same. They got a chance to do everything, a chance to do something, but is it likely to happen? Maybe. Is it also unlikely to happen? Also maybe. So we'll just see how it goes for you, Newark. Coming in at number 18, coming out of the OEC Central Division, the Highland Huskies. Now, Highland, you sit in a division where there's one top team and everybody else is about the same. So you kind of got to watch, you kind of got to look behind your back at some of the other teams in your division here. Because at any moment, any of these teams can sneak up on you and take you. But Highland, You might get a play-in spot, you might not. I don't know. Just these 1 and 2 teams, really hard to tell at the midseason point because they can always turn around or they can also flop on their faces. Coming in at number 17, also coming out of the OEC Central Division, the Philadelphia Freedom. Philly, very similar thing. I've always thought you've always been able to do something, but you always do something to screw up your opportunity to go on a run. And I think a similar thing is likely going to happen this season, just knowing how Philly is. Coming in at number 16, coming out of the OWC Plains Division, the Martin Bruisers. Now, Bruisers, you have been a bottom feeder of the Plains Division for a while. But now you look like you have a shot to do something. But you still got the rest of the schedule to go. Can you do it? That is for us to find out later on. But hey, if you don't, you can say you finished in the top 20 of this year's mid-season power rankings. Now, cracking in halfway through the list at number 15. Representing the OEC Central Division, once again, the Toronto Bears. Toronto. Last season, you hosted the Victory Bowl. Good job. One downside to that was no Canadian team was even in the playoffs. So, I mean, take the win where you can get it. Your city hosted last season's Victory Bowl. But the teams themselves in Canada have a lot to improve upon. And right now for Toronto, you have a chance, but you never know. Coming in at number 14, representing the OWC Plains Pacific Division, the first team with 2 wins, it's the Roblox Warriors. Now, Warriors, you are in an interesting situation. I have a plan for you in the future. Will I follow up on my plan? I don't know. It's going to take a lot of people. But just so you know, it is a project that involves you. But as of now, Warriors, you are without a doubt playing in the toughest division in the OWC. You have 3 undefeated teams and the worst team in all of OFL. So in reality, you only got 3 teams to worry about. So I doubt you get that conference, not conference, you get that division win. But play-ins right now are your best friend. You could smooth sail into a play-in spot. But we'll just see how time tells, because to say history's not exactly kind as to the Roblox Warriors. Coming in at number 13. The current division leader of the OWC Plains Division, the Mexico City Aztecs. Now, Aztecs, is this the year you break the cycle? It is around this time every year. You lose your final games and you collapse. Will that be the case this season? Will you break the mid-season collapse of the Mexico City Aztecs? Or will you do it again? Will you collapse in the middle of the season again and either miss the playoffs or get a play-in spot, and last season shows you got eliminated in that play-in game? What are you going to do, Aztecs? It's one or the other. You break the cycle or you repeat it again. Now, coming in at number 12, representing the OEC Gulf Division. It's been a while since we've been here. Here is the Florida Firecats. Now, last season's Victory Bowl winners have a chance to repeat right now. You got a winning record, but you're playing in by far, I think this is probably the toughest division in OFL. Everybody except for one team has a winning record, and they all have 1 loss. So, Firecats, you want to repeat? It's going to be a tough road, but you got a chance to do it. Coming in at number 11, just missing the top 10, representing the OWC Mountain Division, it is the Rexshire Rattlers. Rattlers, you are currently the best team in Canada. Good job. But, you only got another team to compete with That's Toronto. But Rattlers, you are currently in second in the Mountain Division. You have a chance. I think playoffs are very likely in your future. The worst you can do is finish 2-4, and that's to miss playoffs. I don't see that happening. I think you're at least going to get 3 wins. You're likely at least 3 wins. It's likely you get 4 wins. It's possible you go 5-1 to finish the season. I think you're more likely going to get 4 wins, but at minimum, you got to get 3 wins. I feel like that's a very reasonable thing to think for the Rattlers. But now coming in at number 10, we are now officially in the top 10, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, at number 10, representing the OEC Atlantic Division, the Empire State Sentinels. Sentinels, you got your quarterback back. You got Relly. And now you're a good team. However, you are not first in your own division. You have 1 loss. You are behind, but I think with Relly at the helm, you're going to make playoffs. I'm assuming you at least get past the wild card round. You might get bounced in the divisional game. You could make it to the conference championship. But you got some tough teams in the Eastern Conference, so I think divisional round is reasonable expectations. You could go farther. It's always likely you get bounced in the wild card round. I think you at least make it past the wild card round this season. And I think it's going to be a 4 or 5 win team at least. You're either going to go 4-2 or 5-1. I think that's a reasonable thing for Sentinels. Coming in at number 9, staying in the Eastern Conference, representing the Gulf Division, you have Miami Bolts. Now, Bolts, playing in the Gulf Division. This is the toughest division right now in the LFL. The Firecats are 2-1. Bolts are 2-1. The other 2 teams we'll get to in a little bit, but I've told you they only have 1 loss. But Miami, playoffs is all you got to do. You just got to get playoffs, and from there on out, if you get a little bit of luck, you go all the way. If you don't, hey, at least you made it to the playoffs. But all you got to ask for is that you don't get bounced in the first round. Coming in at number 8, jumping back to the OWC now, representing the, as of right now, your first place in the OWC Mountain Division, the Alderite City Bucks. Bucks, ever since your rebrand from the Tremont Turks to the Bucks, this has been your best season. Good job. You're 3-1. You lead the Mountain Division. But I have seen your opponents you've played. So, you play some real opponents? I think this ranking will show. As of right now, all you got is stats to back up your high position and your current Mountain Division lead. Outside of that, I mean, hey, most successful seasons so far are since your rebrand, so take your small victories where you can get them, Bucks. Coming in at number 7, representing the OEC Gulf Division, the DC Knights. DC, you, Florida, and Miami all hold a 2-1 record. And you all got to compete with Atlanta. But I think it's very possible. I think I can realistically see at least 2 of the Gulf Division teams that aren't Atlanta making the play-in playoffs. Maybe all 3 of them do it. But who knows? But Knights, number 7, good job. Coming in at number 6, just barely missing out on the top 5. The current leader of the OEC Central Division, the Dredson Dragons. I'm shocked you're here, can't lie. I am surprised you are here. I am not used to you being a good football team. So, and with the way the rest of your division's looking, it looks like that division title will be yours this season. But what will you do in the playoffs is my question. Coming in now at number 5, the current leader of the OEC Gulf Division, the Atlanta Phoenix. Now, Phoenix, I don't have a bone to pick with you. I have a bone to pick with the quarterback. Rise. 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 Your legacy is tainted, my friend, and I refuse to see it any other way until you win a title without cheating. Your Season 3 LFG title, tainted. You are banned from LFG because of an alting scandal that your entire team from that season. I see your Season 3 title as the biggest tainted Rose Sports Championship I think I've ever seen. You tried to do it again after getting suspended for a season. Well, you got caught at least. Maybe you didn't try and do it again. Maybe you learned, but you got caught. And until you win a championship, maybe you're an OFL, you win a victory bowl without cheating, maybe I won't see you as the guy that cheated to win a legendary Airy Bowl. But until then, I see you as nothing but a cheater, and I refuse to see it any other way. So Atlanta, if you're happy with them, be good. Be happy with them. But I, for one, not. Because a cheated championship is nothing to hold your head over. Why hold your head over high for something you cheated for? It's like the 2017 Astros. Yeah, you won the World Series. You cheated to win it. We gotta move on from Atlanta. And Atlanta, I've always respected the Phoenix. Always have. But I have zero respect for their quarterback. Coming in at number 4, representing the OEC, the Atlantic Division, your first undefeated team on the list, the Pemberley Punishers. Punishers, where did this come from? I have always seen you as a middle-of-the-road team, and this season, you are undefeated right now. Where did this come from? I am surprised. You're doing good. I'm happy for you. But where did this come from? Punishers, you're 3-0 right now. You got the undefeated season still on your table. Do you get the undefeated season? Maybe, maybe not. Do you at least get a playoff spot? At least. You get the minimum amount of wins for at least a play-in spot. As long as you don't collapse completely, the Atlantic Division is yours. Now, coming in at number 3, we're officially in the top 3, folks. Representing the OWC Pacific Division, it is the Saxon Sunbirds. Sunbirds, you've always been a good team in my eyes. You've always been a playoff contender. And now you're undefeated. But my God, this is the toughest division for you guys right now. You have 3 undefeated teams. And you are below the other 2. So Sunbirds, you're gonna have to play some really good football from here on out. You wanna win that division spot. But hey, playoffs should be guaranteed for you guys right now. But now, coming in at number 2, we're staying in the Pacific Division here, folks. The Milliken Rams. Rams? I just got something to point out with you guys real quick. As of right now, let me just go ahead and get this out of the way. Rams, you're doing good as a team right now. But I just want to talk to you about something. So Rams, you guys have the longest victory bowl drought of any active team in the OFL. I'm considering a drought the last time you made a victory bowl. The last time you made a victory bowl was 25 seasons ago. Do you break the drought this season, or do you keep it going? You make it 30 seasons? That's a record for somebody. But hey, you also have one of the best records in Victory Bowl history, so you got a lot of history on your side. But for the love of God, you got to do something in recent OFL era, and this might be your season. However, this number 1 team is also in your division, and they got something to say about it. Coming in at number 1, the Redcliffe Raiders. Raiders, I'll give you a round of applause. You are, as of right now, the only 4-0 team. You are undefeated, and you look like a powerhouse. In my honest-to-God opinion, you are the favorite to represent the Western Conference in this season's Victory Bowl. So, Raiders, all I can do is wish you the best of luck and hope that you don't lose your last 2 games. But, folks, that is going to be your Season 37 Midseason Power Rankings. Big thanks to our friends over at NARA for this season's Top 10 Power Rankings graph. This is why this is coming out on Sunday and not Friday. Took a little bit to get. But, yeah, there we go. Congratulations, Raiders, for finishing number 1. But, let me just check something real quick. I just want to see. For some reason, I think the Raiders, are they? No, okay. I was thinking 2 seasons ago, that's when they were top. Where they were number 1 in the power rankings, but no. They weren't last season, okay. So Raiders, good job. And from here on out, for the rest of these teams, for every OFL team, good luck. And we'll see how things go at whenever the regular season ends. You'll be seeing me back here for the regular season debriefing and playoff preview. But that is where we'll wrap it up here for you today, folks. Representing T-Motion, I'm the Cowboy Crab, saying so long, everybody.